Darkness within the walls of Kota. On an early Sunday morning, as the faint sunlight hesitated behind the grim gray concrete walls, a new prisoner walked through the heavy iron gates of Kota prison, the most infamous hellhole in all of Burkina Faso. Dressed in tattered clothes, his hair disheveled, and his face unkempt, he drew no attention from anyone. His name in the records, Moussa Dio, age 38, arrested for petty theft. Just a name, a faceless figure among a sea of forgotten souls. No one knew that the man was, in fact, Ibrahim Traoré, the interim president of Burkina Faso. For 3 months, Traoré's desk had been flooded with periodic reports. All is well at Kota. Prisoners are treated humanely. But accompanying them were anonymous letters. Beatings, torture, starvation, mysterious deaths. I will see for myself, Traoré decided in silence. Kota prison did not just imprison bodies, it crushed spirits. The air was suffocating, the walls seeping salt into one's skin. Shouts, the clang of stones, and sometimes the faint groans that made one's chest tighten. Traoré was assigned to Block C7, the most dangerous unit, a place where jungle law ruled. In a rusted bucket in the corner lay Gaspar, a skeletal young man dying from infection. He was beaten 2 weeks ago. Now it's turned septic, an older inmate muttered. A nurse? Medicine? A bitter laugh erupted. In Kota, the sick had 2 paths: recover alone or die alone. The next morning, Gaspar died. His body was dragged away like garbage. A silent fury rose in Traoré, but his face remained calm. Here, showing emotion was a death sentence. While working in the kitchen, Traoré discovered that prisoners were fed spoiled food while guards dined on fresh meals. Bari, the prison gang leader, whispered to Traoré, "Don't be foolish. Everything here has a price. Food, medicine, your life. Everything is a bribe." Most terrifyingly, anyone sent to the special room either died or returned a soulless husk. But the real horror came on the 3rd night. A prisoner named Tamba slashed his own wrist to escape solitary confinement. Blood soaked the concrete floor. As he was pulled out, he whispered to Traoré, "They torture us with electricity. Hang us all night. I heard a child crying. But there are no children here. Someone's lost their mind." Traoré shuddered. In the darkness, the cries and screams echoed like ghosts. One day, a disguised nurse named Aida, a government informant, slipped Traoré a note during medication rounds. They planned to kill a man named Kojo to silence him, save him before midnight. Traoré couldn't believe it, but Bari confirmed. Kojo knows about an old tunnel behind the food storage. If he dies, the last exit is lost. That night, Traoré and Bari snuck from their cell, slipping past the kitchen to the warehouse. In a small room, Kojo was tied up, his mouth gagged. They freed him just before a guard arrived. "Who are you?" Kojo asked. Traoré replied simply, "Someone who can't stay silent in the face of injustice." During a heavy downpour, a hooded inmate was brought to a private cell. No records, no name. A drunken guard whispered to Bari, "He used to be a senior aide to the Minister of the Interior, and he knows the hidden ties between the government and the prison wardens." Traoré secretly contacted prisoner number 92, who handed him a blood-written map, marking the staged, natural death sites inside the prison. On the 4th night, 2 guards burst in. "Congratulations, Moussa Dio! You've been summoned by Warden Kabore." In a dim torture chamber, walls stained with blood, shock devices and shackles ready, Warden Kabore, obese and cold-eyed, held a fake dossier. "Looking for a payout?" Kabore sneered. Traoré calmly replied, "Before you hit me, let me show you something you may regret." He revealed a tiny transmitter and pressed the button. Suddenly, the door burst open, but it wasn't guards who entered. A fully armed Special Forces team. Ibrahim Traoré stood tall. His eyes were steel. "Warden Kabore," he said coolly, "you are under arrest for torture, corruption, and murder." Kabore collapsed to his knees, pale and hollow-eyed. At a memorial ceremony following the reforms, an elderly woman in rags knelt before Traoré, sobbing, "Gaspar was my son. They said he died forgotten." Traoré helped her up, held her hand, and presented the new prison's first honorary passport, naming the new library after Gaspar. In the prison courtyard under the morning sun, Traoré declared, "Kota prison will be closed. It will become a rehabilitation center. All inmates will receive proper medical care. All wardens will be tried fairly. In a nation, a prison reflects either its dignity or its decay. Today, Burkina Faso chooses the light." And so, with applause and open arms, Ibrahim Traoré etched his name into the country's history as the man who brought light into its darkest place.